Welcome to NYSC Genie, your ultimate guide for all things NYSC. From camp hacks to posting tips, PPA guides to survival tricks, we've got you covered every step of the way. Subscribe and let the Genie make your service year magical.
Okay, let's unpack this feeling, that little jolt of worry you might get when you hear JAMB Matriculation List. Especially if NYSC is, on your mind.
Yeah.
Have you been there thinking, is my name really on some list that decides my future?
Oh, definitely. It's a common anxiety. You're not alone in that at all.
Phew.
And it's kind of fascinating, isn't it, how this one administrative thing, this list, becomes such a huge checkpoint.
Right.
It really shows how these background processes shape your whole educational journey here.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today. This is basically your guide to the JAMB Matriculation List. And crucially, why it matters so much for NYSC. We're looking at the NYSC Notice Board Guide. It's like an essential handbook.
And the great thing is it's not just theory. It's built from tons of real questions, real experiences.
Yeah, real people's wahala, as they say.
Exactly. It addresses the actual, pain points people face. Cuts through the jargon.
Absolutely. So our mission today, pretty simple. Help you understand this list, why it's your ticket to NYSC, and importantly, what you actually need to do.
Consider it a shortcut.
Yeah, a shortcut to clarity, avoid the headaches, get that NYSC certificate faster.
And really understanding this early, it saves so much hassle down the line. It's about giving you the info when you need it.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks then. What is the JAMB Matriculation List? In simple terms.
Forget the official speak for a sec.
Yeah.
Think of it as JAMB's official stamp of approval on your university admission.
Okay.
Their way of saying, yep, this student got in the right way. The source we're using calls it the secret handshake between JAMB and your school.
Huh. I like that. Secret handshake. It sticks.
It does. It shows it's not just between you and the uni. JAMB has to be involved.
And JAMB's authority here is massive, right? They oversee admissions for basically all tertiary institutions.
Universities, colleges of education. JAMB is the gatekeeper.
So if JAMB wasn't part of your admission, it's like showing up to a big concert without a ticket.
Pretty much. The bouncer in this case, NYSC, isn't likely to let you in.
And that matriculation list, that's the ticket for NYSC. The guide is blunt. No matriculation list, no NYSC. Simple as that.
Which brings us to the why. Why is JAMB's say so essential for NYSC?
Good question.
It boils down to integrity, really. Protecting the value of the whole process.
How so?
Well, imagine if people who weren't properly admitted could just waltz into NYSC, get the certificate, and claim they're graduates.
Okay. Fraud prevention.
Exactly. The matriculation list is a check. It makes sure only people who legitimately got admitted through the proper channels can serve.
Right. So it's JAMB and NYSC working together to keep the system credible. Like the guide says, it maintains standards.
If your name isn't on that list, NYSC basically says, sorry, we don't recognize this admission for service.
And we all know how important that NYSC certificate is for jobs here.
Absolutely crucial for many. So quick recap. The list is JAMB's official nod. It's non-negotiable for NYSC, and it helps stop academic fraud.
Got it. Key takeaways right there. All right, so the big question now. How do you actually check if your name is on this super important list?
Okay, practical steps.
And the guide really stresses checking early. Seriously, that's gold standard advice. Don't leave it till the 11th hour.
Please don't. The earlier you check, the more time you have if, heaven forbid, there's an issue. Less stress overall.
Definitely. So the official route is the JAMB facility portal. You'll find it on the main JAMB website.
Right, the e-facility.
Once you're there, first thing, select the year you took your JAMB exam. There's a drop-down menu. Get that year right.
Very important. The list is year-specific. Wrong year, wrong result. Simple as that.
Next, and listen closely here, you need to type in your JAMB registration number carefully.
Double check it. Triple check it. Seriously, one wrong digit.
Gives you a heart attack you didn't need, so check it. Then you hit the Fetch My Details button.
And, yeah, moment of truth time.
Basically, two things can happen, right?
Pretty much. Outcome A or outcome B.
Outcome A, success. You should see a nice message like, congratulations, you are on the matriculation list.
Yep.
The guide mentions someone named Amaka. She checked, got the congrats message, saw her details. Wesley University, Ondo, mass communication, all there.
That's the dream scenario. Confirmation.
Sure.
JAMB knows you, knows where you were admitted, knows your course. Relief.
Big sigh of relief. But what if you see the other message, the one that makes your stomach drop?
Uh-oh.
Something like what Shindu got. You are not on the matriculation list. kindly print your results slip and admission letter online.
Right. That sounds like, well, Wahala, as the source puts it.
Definitely sounds like Wahala. But crucially, don't panic. It's not necessarily game over.
Exactly. It's unsettling for sure, but it just means something needs sorting out. It's often fixable.
So, Chinu's name isn't there. First move. Our guide has some comforting words first. Calm down. This is Nigeria.
I think many can relate to that. Things don't always go smoothly first time.
It kind of normalizes it, doesn't it? It takes the edge off the panic. Okay, so the actual first step they suggest is the print and wait method.
Print and wait. Sounds simple.
Yeah, the portal itself often tells you to print your results slip and admission letter when you get that not on the list message. So do that. Print them. Keep them safe.
Okay. Got the printouts. Then what?
Then you wait. Might seem odd, but sometimes the system just needs a bit of time to catch up. Maybe a few hours, maybe a day or two.
A system refresh, maybe?
Could be. It might just update automatically. So the advice is print, wait a bit, and then check the portal again periodically. See if your name magically appears.
Worth a shot. It's the easiest potential fix, right? Handles minor glitches.
Exactly. But if that waiting game doesn't work...
Plan B.
Plan B is a visit to your school's student affairs office, your university, your polytechnic.
The SAO.
The guide says think of them as allies. Take those documents you printed, the JMB admission letter, the results slip. Explain the situation politely.
And they should help.
They should have a process. They usually deal with JMB regularly and can send student details to get them added to the list. They're the intermediary.
Makes sense. They liaise between students and JB.
Now, there's another path, but it's for specific cases. JMB regularization.
Okay, what's that?
This is mainly if you got admitted without going through the standard JMB route initially. The guide mentions polytechnic grads admitted without that formal JMB approval. That's a common one.
So people who maybe entered through a different pathway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or maybe even university admissions that happen through, let's say, less official channels without the proper JMB paperwork up front. If that sounds like you, regularization is probably the answer.
So it's like getting JMB's blessing after the fact, retroactively.
That's a great way to put it. Retroactive JMB approval.
Okay, how does that work?
For regularization, you need to go to a JMB-accredited CBT center, any accredited one.
Not just any cyber cafe then, an accredited center.
Crucial point. Go there, explain you need JMB regularization. They'll know what you mean.
And they guide you.
Yeah, they'll tell you the exact steps, what documents you need, the whole process.
Good to know.
And the guide adds some general advice for anyone facing this not on the list issue. First, patience.
Deep breaths.
Especially with regularization, it can take time. Don't wait till NYSC registration is closing. Second, keep copies.
Oh, yes. Document everything. Copies of everything you submit.
Absolutely. And third, follow up. Don't just submit and forget. Check in with student affairs or the CBT center. Track the progress.
Be persistent, basically.
Well,
Polite, but persistent. Keep your case on their radar.
exactly right. That proactive follow-up is key.
Okay, so let's dig into that JMB regularization a bit more. You mentioned specific situations.
Yeah, the source clarifies it's typically needed if you got into a polytechnic without JMB originally, or maybe university through backdoor means without the official JMB docs.
So admissions that kind of bypass the standard JMB application process.
Pretty much. Or even if you just mistakenly missed a JMB requirement during your admission, regularization is the way to fix that, to get that official JMB stamp we talked about.
Right, bringing those non-standard admissions into the official fold.
Sure.
Makes sense. What are the actual steps involved at the CBT center?
Okay, step by step.
Yeah.
Go to an accredited JMB CBT center. Tell them you need regularization.
Got it.
They'll ask for details, your school name, your course, the year you got admitted. Be accurate here.
Accuracy is key, definitely. Avoid delays.
Then there's a fee. You'll need to pay it. Make sure you get a receipt.
Proof of payment, always important.
You'll give you a form. Fill it out completely, accurately, submit it back to the center.
And the center handles it from there.
They process it and send your application off to JMB headquarters for review.
Okay. And then more waiting.
Yep. Some waiting involved while JMB reviews them.
Yep.
But if it's approved,
Good news.
good news. JMB issues you a proper JMB registration number. That's your official recognition.
So you get a red number out of it.
Exactly. And here's the final crucial bit. Once you have that new registration number, go back to the JMB portal. Check the matriculation list again using that new number.
To confirm it worked?
Precisely. If the regularization is successful, your name should now pop up on the list. confirmation received, NYSC path cleared.
That final check is essential then. Close the loop.
Definitely closes the loop. Now, something else that can cause confusion. There are actually two important lists for NYSC hopefuls.
Ah, yes. Not just the matriculation list.
Nope. We've focused on the JAMB Matriculation List, but there's also the NYSC Senate List. The guide makes a clear distinction.
Okay, what's the Senate list then?
The Senate List comes directly from your school, your university or polytechnic. It's the list of graduates they send to NYSC saying, these folks have finished their studies, they've graduated, they're eligible for service.
So matriculation list, JAMB confirms you got in properly. Senate list, your school confirms you got out successfully.
Perfect summary. Exactly that. They originate from different places, serve different purposes.
Let's break that down. Matriculation list comes from JAMB. Purpose confirms legitimate admission via JAMB. Impact if name is missing.
If your name's missing, you likely need JAMB regularization before NYSC.
Got it. Now, Senate list comes from your school's Senate. Purpose verifies you actually graduated. Impact if name is missing.
If you're not on the Senate list, you need to talk to your school. Find out why they haven't sent your name to NYSC. Could be pending results, admin delays.
So, different problems, different people to talk to. Matriculation issue, JAMB problem. Senate list issue, school problem.
You nailed it. Two separate lists, two different checkpoints, both absolutely critical for NYSC. Being on one doesn't guarantee you're on the other.
That distinction is super important for troubleshooting.
Yeah.
Saves you running around in circles.
Totally. Okay, so as we wrap this up, I want to bring back that encouraging vibe from the NYSC notice board guide.
Yeah.
They literally say, Omo, I know this JAMB matriculation list Wahala can be stressful, but don't give up. And honestly, that's the main message.
It really is. Perseverance matters. These admin hurdles can feel huge, but taking it step by step, like we've discussed,
Makes it manageable.
it really does. Follow the advice, be methodical.
And remember, you're not the first person to deal with this. So many others have faced this and sorted it out.
True. Stay positive, keep following up politely.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. Student Affairs, the JMB CBT centers, they're there to assist.
Use the resources available.
Exactly, like the guide says, good luck and may the odds be ever in your favor. Cheesy, but hey, we wish you the best.
Huh. And one final important point, the info we shared is based on that NYSC notice board guide. It's great practical advice.
Hold it.
But always double check with the official JAMB and NYSC websites or contact them directly for the absolute latest, most official info and rules. Things can change.
Excellent point. Official sources are always the final word. Okay, so final thought to leave you with.
Let's hear it.
Think about these systems, the matriculation list, the Senate list, they're checks and balances, right? They uphold the value of your degree, your NYSC certificate.
Maintaining integrity.
So beyond just preventing fraud in admissions or graduation claims, what other weaknesses in our higher education system might these kinds of checks be designed to guard against? How do they contribute to the overall credibility of the qualifications you work so hard for?
There's definitely some food for thought. How these administrative layers actually protect the value. Interesting angle.